Matt Damon, one of the most respected, most careful men in Hollywood, a man who does not throw his name around casually, is apparently sitting on recordings that could end the golden couple era of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for good. And the timing could not be worse for them. Justin Baldoni is already drowning in legal warfare with the two of them, and now Damon's name is being whispered in the same breath as that mess. This isn't tabloid noise about who's. Welcome back to Amelia Brown. Today we're separating what's actually on the record from what's currently just rumor, and we'll be upfront about which is which the whole way through. But stay with us until the end, because what starts as one story is going to flip more than once before we're done. Let's start with what's actually real. Justin Baldoni calling Blake Lively at 2 in the morning, opening with an apology. "Hey Blake, it is 2 a.m. Hopefully this does not wake you up. I want to start with an apology, man." A grown man, a director, apologizing to his co-star in the middle of the night isn't collaborative energy. That's the voice of someone who knows exactly how much power the person on the other end of that call actually holds over his career. This call reportedly happens the same night Ryan Reynolds allegedly reamed Justin out, which means by the time Justin is dialing Blake at 2 a.m., he's already been through one confrontation, and he's still calling back to smooth things over. Notice the language too. "I think you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully." That's not two colleagues talking after a rough day. That's someone actively managing a relationship he knows is fragile. This isn't happening in a legal vacuum either. Both lawsuits have reportedly been consolidated into one legal showdown, with lawyers due in court for the first hearing. And Justin's team says they have their own receipts, evidence that Blake's publicist worked directly with a major outlet and reportedly left out context that would have changed the story. But here's the thing. That's just the piece everyone already knows about. What we found next changes how this entire call sounds. Word on the street is Matt Damon has been quietly collecting receipts pointing directly at Blake and Ryan. Evidence of a pattern where co-stars get used like chess pieces to keep the couple looking untouchable, while making anyone who outshines them look difficult. The alleged mechanism isn't random meanness. It's engineered. Arrange a co-star's appearances to clash with theirs so he appears to overshadow them, then quietly spin the story afterward that he was the one being difficult. Producers, unnamed out of fear of blacklisting, are reportedly starting to speak more carefully about what they've witnessed, describing the couple's PR machine as something closer to manipulative strong-arming than charm. And then the detail that should really stop you. Whisper reports of a calm, collected Ryan Reynolds allegedly snapping at staff who strayed from the orchestrated narrative. Matt Damon does not involve himself in other people's drama without a reason. Justin Baldoni has spent years publicly championing mental wellness and positive masculinity, the exact kind of message Damon has pushed throughout his own career. Watching someone doing that work get allegedly cornered by two of Hollywood's most protected people is exactly the kind of thing that would get under his skin. Damon has a long memory, and he's not someone who backs down under pressure. If he's sitting on evidence, he's thought carefully about how and when to use it. And here's why voice recordings specifically are so terrifying for Blake and Ryan. A text can be explained away. A recording captures tone. It captures intent. If there's audio of Ryan coldly strategizing about how to make Justin look bad, no PR team spins that. But we need to pump the brakes for a second because the story doesn't stay this simple. Because it turns out Damon isn't the only one who's been collecting things. Here's where this flips. Because in going back through the timeline, it's not just Blake and Ryan who were allegedly playing a longer game. Sources close to the production say Justin himself had been quietly documenting incidents on set well before that 2 a.m. call ever happened, timestamps, saved messages, even his own private notes about specific moments he found concerning. That's not the behavior of someone caught completely off guard. That's the behavior of someone who already suspected he might need proof of his own one day. Sit with that for a second because it complicates the clean hero and villain version of this story. If Justin was building his own file that early, it means this wasn't a sudden blow-up. It was two sides quietly preparing for a fight neither one wanted to be the first to start publicly. That doesn't make the alleged manipulation less real. But it does mean nobody in this story walked into it as innocently as their own narrative suggests. And that raises the uncomfortable follow-up. If both sides were already documenting each other before any of this became public, what does that tell you about how much worse this set actually was than either camp has admitted so far? The whisper now circulating isn't just about Justin Baldoni, it's that he might not be the first. Other rising co-stars, allegedly, have conveniently fallen out of favor after crossing paths with Blake and Ryan. Once you start hearing that word pattern, the entire golden couple narrative starts to look less like luck and more like a system. How many co-stars would it take, quietly falling out of favor one at a time, before someone finally had enough proof to say something? Fans are already citing old moments with new context. That time Ryan shaded a co-star during a promo tour. That moment Blake dodged a question about another actress. None of that required new evidence to feel different. It just required people asking the right question. And just when you think that's the full picture, one more name enters the chat, and it's not one anyone was expecting. Walk back to It Ends With Us. What was sold publicly as a collaborative, respectful partnership was allegedly, behind the scenes, Blake pushing for more creative control almost immediately, with Justin reportedly caught off guard by how fast she moved from co-star to decision-maker. Ryan wasn't a bystander either. He was reportedly in her ear the entire time, encouraging her to assert dominance on set. A massive star on your set, her even more famous husband hovering nearby. What do you actually do besides accommodate and try to keep the peace? That's exactly what that 2 a.m. call sounds like now. A man trying to smooth things over because he understood the alternative was career suicide. While we were putting this video together, a new detail surfaced that changes the shape of everything you just heard. Multiple sources are now saying there isn't just one recording in Damon's possession. There's a second one, reportedly shorter, reportedly far more damaging, allegedly capturing a private conversation where Ryan is heard discussing exactly how to time a specific story to overshadow one of Justin's own announcements. If that's real, this stops being a pattern you have to piece together from whispers and becomes something closer to a confession caught on tape in real time. Blake and Ryan haven't just built careers. They've built an entire brand on being relatable, down to earth. If what's underneath that is a calculating operation that's been sabotaging co-stars for years, that's not a scandal, that's a betrayal. Fans don't just feel disappointed when their idols turn out to be an act, they feel duped, and duped fans turn hard. Platforms connected to their recent projects are reportedly already watching this closely, weighing whether upcoming releases could get tainted by association. With endorsement deals tied directly to their names, one confirmed recording could mean contract reviews and a very expensive unraveling. Other major names in this industry, the kind who rarely comment on other actors' drama, are reportedly paying close attention too, aware that when someone of Damon's stature steps forward, it forces everyone else to eventually pick a side. In fairness, what if Damon doesn't actually have anything? It's possible. Hollywood runs on whispers that never turn into anything real. But the timing of this lining up exactly with the Baldoni lawsuit is a lot to write off as coincidence. For months, Blake controlled the narrative. Now the public is asking sharper questions. It's starting to look like Blake and Ryan may have overplayed a hand they assumed their star power would always cover for. So if either of you are somehow watching this, here's the question we'd actually want answered. If none of this is true, if there's really nothing on those tapes, why does it feel like everyone around this story keeps quietly changing their answers the moment someone starts asking specifics? Silence is an answer too, and right now, that's the only one anyone's actually getting. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds spent years building the most beloved, most carefully managed image in Hollywood. And now, allegedly, the very co-stars they may have used to maintain that image are the ones holding the evidence that could take it apart, with one of the most respected men in the industry standing behind them, willing to use it, and a second recording that just made everything a whole lot worse. So tell us what you think. If Matt Damon really does have the tapes, does Hollywood's golden couple survive this? Or does the whole carefully built illusion finally come crashing down? Drop your take in the comments, we want to hear it. If this changed how you see them, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it if those recordings actually surface.